Investigators are finding conflicting details about what led to the mid-air collision over Washington, D.C. last week. John Jessup has that story and more from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
That is right, Gordon. Authorities are unable to determine just how high the American Airlines jet and the Army Black Hawk helicopter were flying just before the collision at Reagan Airport. For now, though, families are coming together to remember those who died. CBN's Dale Hurd has our report.
Families of victims of the deadliest U.S. air disaster in nearly 25 years visited the crash site just outside Washington, D.C. Sunday. They walked along the banks of the Potomac River near Reagan National Airport, close to where an American Airlines jet and an Army Black Hawk helicopter collided on Wednesday. Authorities said Sunday they had recovered and identified 55 of the 67 people killed.
During our surveys, for instance, yesterday, they were able to identify 11 separate human remains as part of this effort, as part of their preparatory operation for dive.
The National Transportation Safety Board says some of the most trusted location data shows the crash happening at just over 300 feet, higher than the 200 feet the Black Hawk was supposed to be flying at. But the tower radar that air traffic control was looking at showed the chopper at 200 feet.
Initial data indicates that he may have seen 200 feet. That needs to be verified. Our ATC group is working it.
The NTSB's Bryce Banning also said the jet's cockpit voice recorder captured sound moments before the crash.
The crew had a verbal reaction, and FDR data showed the airplane beginning to increase its pitch. Sounds of impact were audible about 1 second later, followed by the end of the recording.
And new details about this medical jet crash in Philadelphia Friday evening. The cockpit voice recorder has been found 8 feet down inside this massive crater where the Learjet made impact. The surrounding scene littered with burned-out cars.
There is substantial impact on the entire community. The debris field extends 4 or 5 blocks.
An 11-year-old and her 31-year-old mother, along with 4 crew members, were killed. 1 person on the ground was also killed, and 22 were injured, some critically. The jet was returning to Mexico after the child was treated at Shriners Hospital. Meanwhile, as the nation continues to mourn the 67 lives lost in Washington, Michael Simpson, a friend of 2 of the victims, Bob and Lori Schrock of Kiowa, Kansas, told CBN News about their powerful influence in his life, their deep faith in Jesus, how they lived with an eternal perspective, and what Bob's message would have been.
We're here for a short amount of time, and eternity is what matters. That's what Bob would tell me. And I know that that's what he would want the world to know. It's like true peace and hope can be found in a relationship with Christ. And you are here today and can be gone tomorrow. And eternity is what matters.
Dale Hurd, CBN News.
Thank you, Dale, and you can see that full interview on cbnnews.com.
In all the turmoil there is in the world today, there is a source of absolute truth that will guide you.
Transform your life through God's Word, CBN's newest study guide. You'll also receive insightful teaching from Gordon Robertson, plus access to Regent University's online course.
You'll have all the information you need to guide your life.
Get Transform Your Life through God's Word. Available now.